This episode of Ringer Reality TV Podcast is brought to you by Diet Coke. Let's face it, there are times when we may get a little too invested in our favorite reality shows. And that's when you need to pause and take a Diet Coke break to get back to reality. Shouting at your TV because your fave hate watch just keeps being nasty? Take a sip. Hiding behind pillows from too much cringe? Take a sip. Even getting a little too deep researching people's backgrounds? Please, take a sip. Diet Coke. Make time for you time. Welcome to Morally Corrupted Show here on the Ringer Reality feed. I'm Rachel Lindsay. She's Chelsea Stark-Jones. And Chelsea, we podcast together on Friday show doing recaps. And for some reason, I thought that there was all this Bravo news. I thought there was, I don't know if I'm living in last week's bites. I have no idea. But then as we're diving into the show and we're talking about things that have happened in the Bravo universe, there's really not that much going on.
I know. When you said that on Friday, I just nodded politely because I was like, maybe I missed something.
In my dreams, I dream in Bravo. I create scenarios, apparently. I was like, all these things have gone down, and they really haven't. Maybe I was just watching shows and thinking all this stuff happened, but not the case. But despite that, we were able to, scrape up some things to talk about. There's still some things going, just like no crazy big drama news is happening. Right now. So let's dive right in. Okay, so you would think things would come out with this when you get a bunch of Bravo celebrities together all in one place, similar to BravoCon. There's usually all these stories that start leaking out as, like maybe people are meeting each other for the first time, maybe I don't know, some castmate has a crush on another castmate, and usually things are coming out. TV upfronts were this week for all networks, streaming services, all the things, which meant NBC Universal was bringing out the best, and maybe not the best, Bravo celebrities so they can parade them in front of advertisers and other people who are purchasing, media buyers who are purchasing these shows on their networks or streaming services. That's what upfronts is. If people are unfamiliar with what that term is in the industry. So we saw Bravo celebrities unite. And it seemed that every housewife or every housewife city or franchise had a representative except New York and New Jersey, which is very telling about the future of those franchises. And then, of course, others were represented with Southern Hospitality, Summer House, Southern Charm, Married to Medicine, and Below Deck. Your thoughts on what you saw with TV upfronts or what you didn't see, what this means for the future of Bravo?
Yeah, I think what's important for fans like us to realize is that these are shows that they are obviously prioritizing and that are going to be front of mind for like the next several months. So the fact that New Jersey and New York weren't there does speak volumes. And it isn't shocking. I know as much as Bravo wants to tell us that New York is still in like early production, all the things, whatever, like it's not going to come as soon as they may want us to believe that it is. Like I truly believe that they're going to at least keep 2 current members and then recast the rest of them, 2 to 3, because there's no way they could start from zero again and just say that they messed up these 2 seasons. They have to try to redeem it somehow. So they keep 2 to 3 and then backfill with 3 to 4 new women. And I think that's what's going to happen. And with New Jersey, it is kind of scary. Like I do miss this franchise, and it's concerning because it's like I really do not know where they go from here. And it feels like they don't see it as a priority either. So it's kind of weird. And then out of the housewives that were there, I think Dorit and Erica maybe not surprised me, but it's like, okay, they're coming back next season because they wouldn't be here if they weren't coming back next season.
That doesn't surprise me that they're coming back.
I think Erica kind of surprised me because a lot of people felt like her story is kind of running dry.
She's got one more season to get it together. I think they were giving her a grace season. Like, look, it's been all about Erica. It's been a lot. We're going to give her, let this be kind of like cleansing, like cleansing the palate a little bit. And I think that she can't do that again. And she knows that. She knows the game too well. I'm interested in which New York housewives you think they'll keep. Which 2 to 3?
I think Aaron. And I spoke with Callie about this last week, Aaron is very entrenched in New York lifestyle, culture, wealth, all the things. So I think Aaron. I think Jessel, because she had become a fan favorite, and she's funny. And I think there's still a lot to her story. Those 2, I'm almost certain. The third is rotating between Sai and Bren. Bren, because she's controversial and she stirs the pot. Sai, because she, I don't know, got back on the horse. I don't personally love Sai. I feel like she overcorrected from her first season to her second season and was a little bit too boring, and was too worried about how fans would react to her saying and doing things. But I do think it's a toss between Sai and Brynn for the third spot if they do choose to bring 3. I think Uba and Jenna are gone because they are only showing us a portion of their lives without showing us their spouses. I do think Raquel is interesting, but she doesn't fit with Aaron and Jessel. So I don't know how that would work. Right. So that's the ones that I'm thinking. What about you?
I think it's going to be Jessel, Aaron, and Sai. I think there's a friendship there. But there is still, it's a little prickly at times as well. And I think that each of them have enough interesting things in their personal life. And yes, I agree with you with Sai overcorrecting this past season, but she still got down in the mess. Like Sai's down for a good gossip session and a talk about the other women. And I think Sai's connected in New York in a different way, more in like the influencing space, fashion. And then Jessel obviously has the fashion. They're all connected in different ways. So I'm not mad at those 3 staying. I do not think in any way that Brynn can stay. I agree with you with Uba and Jenna. We barely got Jenna back the second season anyway, it seems like. And I think Raquel was great, but she also gave us everything. The relationship with her mom, her with the partner, like the history with her ex. She gave us so much that it's almost like, and she doesn't like to get down in the mess. She's very level-headed, logical. Great. Again, great. She could
serve as a friend of, similar to how Cynthia is right now. Like Cynthia is very like the voice of reason in Atlanta. She's, has an interesting life outside of Housewives, but Raquel just won't get messy. Yeah. But we do need what do they call it? A reliable narrator. We do need one of those. So she could play that role as like a friend of, potentially.
But see, I could also get into all 3 of the ones we mentioned narrating in their own way. Sai, Jessel, and Aaron. Because, like Aaron thinks she's funny. Sai's kind of snarky and Jessel's aloof. And like, it just, I could get into all those characters narrating the season. So it'll be interesting. We'll see. I think each one of them should bring a friend on. And then that's what we should have to even it out. 6 ladies, each of them bring a friend. And I think that could be fun. Yeah, absolutely. And New Jersey, that's toast. Also, some other quick headlines. Corey Kiefer was again seen filming in Southern Charm. I mean, I know that man wants a reality TV career, so there's nothing shocking about that. No. But I am into him being on Southern Charm. I said that before. So we'll see. In what way?
I'm into it. I think a single Craig welcomes another single friend on, especially since Shep seems to be wanting a relationship and Austin's in a relationship. So they need someone for Craig to be hidden, whatever street that is. It's not Bourbon Street. King Street? Yeah. King Street. Yeah.
I don't know. But I'm with you. I'm into it. I'm into Corey being a part of it. Cynthia mentioned Nene and her confessionals, and it's got a lot of people talking because she compared the downfall of Shamia and Portia's relationship or friendship with what happened with her and Nene. And of course, people are jumping on this and are like, she's laying the groundwork, the foundation for Nene's return. I did not take that from what she was doing. I thought it was a very logical comparison to make. But I love the fodder that's around the fact that that people are holding on to Nene coming back. I'm with it. I don't think that that's what's happening. But if people want to like start that running with that narrative that we're going to get a return from Nene, I mean, I never thought we'd see Phaedra come back to Bravo, period. Now was on Married to Medicine. Now she's coming back to Housewives. She's been in NBC Uni with Traders. Yes, Nene tried to sue the network, but she's dialed it back heavily. And I think that everybody can be forgiving when in the name of capitalism and money. So I think we could see Nene come back.
Okay, so I guess my biggest thing is it's not that she sued, but also what she said about Andy, where I think they would have to have a come to Jesus moment for this to even be a possibility. I think Andy would be open to it. I don't know so much about Nene being open to it, but I don't know how much I want Nene back on Housewives. I've said this before. Her last season or two, she was so checked out. She thought she was so above the show that
Sure.
I don't want her to bring that aura back to
She won't.
this. I need her to be humbled. And I don't know if there is a humble Nene Leakes. I don't think those words go together.
I don't think she will say that, but I think she will absolutely. She's already dialed it back. I think she will. What is Nene Leakes doing right now?
She has her little web series.
She has her web series,
yeah.
But Nene was on Broadway. Nene was on Glee. Nene was the top. She was the most favored housewife. Like everybody loved her. She was at the top of her game. You said, who's your favorite? It was always Nene Leakes, and no one came close to that.
Yeah.
She's come down a bit. And that includes, like, people need money. People need work. Maybe she needs to rebuild. She can do that through Housewives, coming back, being funny again, all the things that we fell in love with her before. I absolutely think Nene will be humble. Maybe not with the women. She's not going to be checked out. She's definitely going to want to be the star. So she's going to come in as a diva with the women, but I don't think it'll go to her head in the sense of where we as audience members feel like she's acting like she's above the show. But I think she'll absolutely be a diva with those women, and I love that.
I could have her doing that. I can't have her thinking she's too big for the arguments, that she doesn't need to be there, not listening. I can't. Those are things that I like. The last season or two that she was doing, I was like, come on, Nene, like lean in, engage. Come on, a little bit. But maybe you're right. I mean, she definitely, all of that ego stuff was wrapped around in the Glee, the Trump checks, the Broadway, all the things. So yeah, we'll see.
Oh yeah, but the Trump checks.
I cashed Trump checks. But I do think people are reaching with thinking that by Cynthia mentioning Nene in her confessional, that she must be coming back to the show. Like, it's wishful thinking. Could it happen? Sure. But is that the line to draw? I wouldn't have done it. And it is an actually really reasonable comparison. It makes a lot of sense. So,
but if the people are talking and demanding that they are saying how much they want her, I'm for. If this is what's going to get it going, I'm for it because I do want her to come back. So I mean, we shall see.
She's the one-line queen. Like, in any instance, we did something earlier or last week or the week before, and you threw out a Nene Leakes reference, and it's like there's always something that she will give. So if that means we get new, refreshed one-liners, I'm not going to be mad at it. I'm not going to be mad at it.
It's going to be great. In other Bravo news, Chanel Ayan commented on a Bravo post about Ladies of London that, quote, Juliet is everything. Do you take that to mean something? Do you think Chanel has made her way to London? What's happening?
I think people are assuming that Chanel knows that Juliet is going to be a part of this new, I believe, the RHONY cast. Or not RHONY, Real Housewives of London. Or I don't know. No, I don't think Chanel knows anything. I don't think she is making any type of assumption. I think she watched Ladies of London and yesteryear and thinks Juliet's everything and has
Same.
said that. I like Chanel says whatever is on Chanel's mind. This isn't coming from a place of knowledge or insider information or anything like that.
No, I agree with you. And Chanel is a lover of reality TV.
Yeah.
I know this because I interviewed her and she watched The Bachelor. So she's a lover of it. She's just expressing her
fandom of Juliet. Yeah.
Of Juliet. But people, I think, again, it's a slow news week. So I think people are just grasping at anything.
Yeah.
And their curiosity is, which we should note, there wasn't a representative at Upfronts for Ladies of London. We know it's coming back, or was there?
No. So I thought that was interesting too. So there wasn't one for Ladies of London. There wasn't one for the Real Housewives of Rhode Island that they're doing. And there wasn't any, to our knowledge, wives there for the wife swap show, which I thought was interesting because it's
what's
like
the wife swap show?
They're doing like the housewife swap show.
I did not know this.
Oh, that was one of the ones that was announced 2 weeks ago, whatever.
Okay.
So basically, yeah, like you take a housewife in New Jersey, you put her in Beverly Hills, vice versa. I thought that because I'm almost for certain that Joe and Melissa Gorga are going to be on that show. So I was surprised to not see them at Upfronts if we're doing this wife swap thing. So, yeah. But yeah, no one from Ladies of London was at Upfronts.
And also, just like for everybody who isn't as familiar with Upfronts, this is where you introduce new shows because you want the buyers and advertisers to get excited about what's to come. So this is usually where you'll get an announcement of a new show. Interesting that they weren't there. In other news, Salt Lake City, I feel like we always get stuff leaked about Salt Lake City, but they were spotted on their cast trip to Greece, which means Angie is probably going to be insufferable during this whole time. But it's honestly, this is a long overdue trip with the pride that she has for where she comes from. And the only other information is that Heather and Whitney were fighting on the plane about seats. And to that, I say that is right in line with Salt Lake City. The arguments are always over the most ridiculous thing, but they become so big and so entertaining for us. So somebody heard that and they were like, that's stupid. We hear that on Morally Corrupt and we say, that's what we need.
Makes sense. Yeah.
We want housewives arguing over seats. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm very happy for Angie K that she gets this cast trip to go to her native land of Greece.
Yes.
I've seen already pictures of her in her Greek swimsuit with the big glasses. So she's fully leaning in, which I wouldn't expect anything less. I will say this upcoming season of Salt Lake, I'm most intrigued by whatever the hell is going on with Bronwyn. It seems what the rumors about the husbands that I've been hearing is that she is a con artist or that she has been
what?
That there's some stuff going on with her previous husband before she met Todd, financial dealing, and I'm not sure if she's on this cast trip to Greece either. So there's some Bronwyn stuff that I think is going to come out this season that I am intrigued about. And then also it seems like Meredith kind of gets a little unhinged a bit too, which
great.
What's a season of Salt Lake without Meredith being unhinged?
Great.
Yeah.
I was not aware of any of this, but
there's some Bronwyn stuff. Yeah.
This is making me so excited. Okay. Well, right before we hopped on, we saw that we got the looks for the Summer House reunion. Mm-hmm. I guess the reunion took inspiration from the bedhead party that they had. Amanda, Sierra, and Paige. You saw the looks. What did you think? It's very whimsical, very enchanting, these looks. Very Easter.
Yes, very
Which
Easter.
They did film around Easter, by the way. This was filmed right around that time.
Yes, it is very. I love that they took from the bed. I think that was genius and funny and smart. I hope that it bounces a little bit as they walk across it for some comedic relief. If anyone tries to get up and storm off, they're like unable to safely get across the bed. I like them. I don't love a lot. Paige was a little underwhelming to me. For her being the fashion girly that she is, and we've discussed it, I want more from her. Like a seafoam dress with some weird little cutout things at the hip, long sleeve. I don't love. Then we have Wes, who also is a fashion girly, and maybe he restrained himself because last year he looked like he was in a suit that was 5 sizes too big for him. So this year he tried to be a little bit more tailored. But he could have thrown a scarf in there. Like, we get so many fun looks from Wes all season. Like, why is he playing it safe for the reunion? I don't love. Lexi looks like she's going to a club. She's like 26 years old. I don't expect anything more from her. Don't love, but whatever. Amanda, purple's my favorite color. She looks nice, but Kyle's in blue. He loves to play with colors. I commend him for that. I like Lindsay's look. She's also in purple, and she's in like this like draped corset-y thing. I think she looks great. This is the best look I've seen of hers recent appearances. So I think Lindsay looks fabulous. Surprised that they gave us Emerald in the cast rollout, since we don't see him much throughout the season, but Emerald looks fine. And Sierra also, I mean, last reunion, the girls were giving us body. This reunion, they are like, as you said, it's Easter. They're going to church. Like, I need to see more skin from these women, especially because they're so like beautiful. But she looks great. She looks like a goddess. But a cutout here or there would definitely help. Gabby. I think Gabby has the best dress look. She looks stunning. I love the bob, the flip out, the dress, the abs. Gabby looks amazing. I wish Gabby was more part of the show, but that's neither here nor there. Carl is Carl, and Jesse is Jesse. It's hard to judge the men.
The men, they all literally look like they're going to church and getting ready for their Easter outfits. I have no comment on any of the men. I actually like Emerald's color the best, but then he wore black socks. To me, Gabby 8. Gabby's the best. Her outfit is the best. Hair, makeup, everything. I actually will push back and say I like the simplicity of it. This is one of my favorite looks from Paige. It doesn't look like she's doing too much. I love the color. I think it looks great on her. And I love the hint of sexy with the cutout at the hip. But I like the simplicity, the simplistic theme. And I think even Sierra's outfit, because of her hair and she's got the goddess braids going, she's giving like Grecian goddess with the arm jewelry and the feather and the whimsical of it. I like it. I like it. But Gabby, hands down, 8. Honestly, I don't need to talk about anybody else because that's how much, like, Gabby's a 10. And, you know, it kind of falls off from there as far as like who ate the look. But yeah. But hopefully that's not a reflection. I like the simplicity of the outfits. I hope that is not a reflection of what we will get at the reunion. I do not want it to be simple. I want it to be complex. I want it to be spicy. I want it to be all the things. I want them to be I want fights, pillow fights, if we're going with the bed thing. That's what I want to see.
I don't know, Rach. I feel like from what I've heard, people have said this was the most fun they've had at a reunion.
Let me ask Sierra.
Yeah, you get the inside scoop, because everyone makes it sound like it's a little copacetic. And I'm with you. I want some drama.
Well, I'm not going to ask Sierra. I always try to keep that separate in the friendship. Surprisingly, I do not talk about that stuff. But I don't want to get upset. I want a spicy reunion. Okay, I want a spicy reunion. But we shall see. That will be coming very soon. Okay, so this week on The Valley, our favorite. Have you seen the rumors that are about The Valley? And then Alex Baskin is pushing back. There have been like a couple of these blogs that are like, the ratings are bad. They're not sure about season 3 and they're figuring out what to do. And Alex Baskin was like, that is so not true. I know we love it. And I thought, do we have blindness because we love The Valley so much? Are we not in tune? But I'm glad Alex came out and said that that's absolutely not true. The Valley seems to be doing great, thriving. Yes, it's a little dark. But it's still good TV.
It's great TV. And it's like, as soon as I saw that, I knew, I've been tricked many of times on Twitter about headlines and stories. And I said, there is no way this is real. There's no way, because even if the ratings aren't good, I feel like it's a relatively low lift for Bravo to produce this show. And it's online chatter is like unmatched with anyone else. So like even peak Scandival, like you go to Twitter after a Valley episode and people are talking about it. So I'm not worried. And I do appreciate Alex coming out and saying it. And I just feel like Bravo fans just get so bored. We talked about it with the Chanel Ayan thing, the Nene Leakes thing. It's like, we don't need to make nothing out of something. Like, just leave alone. Something on nothing.
But this is egregious. Stop. The Valley is great. It's egregious.
So
like this, it's too far fetched. It's not even a reach. It's like, stop it. We don't believe you because it's that good.
No.
But on this past episode, we saw Michelle throw a drink in Jesse's face. What deserved, in my opinion.
I loved it. Good for her.
Because she came to check on Jesse to see how he was doing, because obviously they're on the Santa Barbara trip and they're not getting along. And then, of course, he just comes at her with, did you cheat? Did you cheat? Did you cheat? Won't get past it. She has enough. She throws a drink in his face. And it's not the first time that we've seen that type of behavior on a housewife show. So we thought we would go down memory lane and revisit some of our favorite drink throws in Bravo history, which, as I'm looking at this list, I forgot about a lot of these. I think the one that I remember that stands out to me the most is when Rinna threw a drink at Kim Richards, because she didn't just throw the drink, she broke the glass at the same time. That was the same one, right?
That is the best.
Yeah.
Yes. It's when Kim brought up the husband, and you don't talk about the husband. You do not talk about the husband. Rinna did the wine break of the glass. She stood up. Kyle ran out the door as if a fire had started. That has to be maybe the best drink throw, just because of everything that went on around it.
Yeah, no, the rumor, the Harry Hamlin. We were like, wait, what about Harry Hamlin? Like, so much came.
What is Harry doing?
One of the best.
Yeah.
One of the best.
Good.
Another one was, I do remember this. Ramona throwing her wine glass at Kristen's face because it was in the water, right? So they were at Heather Thompson's Berkshire's vacation house. Yeah. And while they were there, Kristen was eavesdropping, I guess, on Ramona, and Sonia was talking about her, and came up and splashed Ramona. And Ramona was so upset. She kept yelling at Kristen to get out of her face. And then she threw the wine glass and it cut her lip. How was Ramona still there? I feel like if somebody else did that, they would have been kicked off the show immediately.
It was such early Housewives that behavior was rewarded then. Like that, it was not like today, sure. In those days of the wild, wild west of Housewives, like that was just another day on set.
Yeah.
So I don't, it's great. I'm not mad at it.
But it just shows Ramona's outrageous behavior and how she constantly gets away with stuff. That's an assault. I feel like if another housewife did that, a lower level housewife, it would have been without question, they would have gotten rid of her. But I just forget that was so long ago. I'm like, Ramona has been outrageous for a while.
I mean, we've seen it recently with Mia and who did Mia throw her glass at in Miami?
Mia threw it at Wendy.
Yes. And so Mia stayed. I think they did an investigation, but I don't know. A glass. And see, I was actually going to say this one's not listed. Sierra and Danielle on Summer House a couple seasons ago. That one was pretty intense as well.
Yeah.
So
Too many to keep count.
Yeah. It happens. And then I know our producer, Belle, put Schwartz pouring a drink on Stassi.
I remember that.
And Vanderpump Rules, but she forgot to mention Schwartz also pouring a drink on his then girlfriend, Katie Maloney, while they were in Mexico. So Schwartz is a repeat offender of drink pouring on women specifically. And somehow he is the shining star of male likeness on Bravo for some reason. People still love Tom Schwartz.
Mediocrity, man. Like the bar is so low. This bar. So if you're an attractive male, the bar is so low for you. So low.
Well, he gets a lot of favors because he's surrounded by Jax and Jesse Lowleys of the world. So
the bar is so low. Like the way people go, I'll never forget at BravoCon the way that people went crazy. I just get so upset for a Katie. And I'm not saying Katie's perfect, but it's like Tom Schwartz definitely is. And you know how I feel about that. Gee golly, like, oh, I'm so stupid. I don't know what's going on. Like, to me, that makes him even more unattractive, but whatever. Some other mentions, Brandi Glanville throwing a drink at Jeff Lewis on Watch What Happens Live. This was back in 2015. Gosh, I miss Brandi on reality TV. A viewer suggested that Brandi run her fingers through Jeff's hair. Jeff responded, could I get an STD from that? Jeff Lewis is also...
He's messy.
So outrageous. And then, of course, awful. And rightfully so, she threw wine in his face. Mm-hmm. But Jeff says things, too, where I'm like, how is he still allowed to be a part of the Bravo sphere? Like, from his show to moments like this, constantly degrading housewives to... At BravoCon, him going rogue and asking questions he wasn't supposed to during Ask Andy. Like, he just continues to push the boundaries and is allowed to do it. I guess people like it. Like, his show is popular. People keep asking him to come back. But that was so offensive to Brandi and disgusting that, like,
he's gross. He hasn't changed his behavior either, which makes it even more like. And Bravo still brings him back on to Watch What Happens Live. And he said nasty things to Andy too. Like, so I guess if there's a road forward between Jeff Lewis and Andy, then there's one forward for Nene and Andy.
I guess. See what I'm saying?
I guess so. Yeah.
Well, that is it. This is a quick episode we have. As we said at the top of this show, there isn't much Bravo news, but I feel like we were able to, a few things to talk about. So hopefully next week is better. I feel like when things get quiet, they very much so turn and get loud in Bravo world. So
fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed for us.
Fingers crossed. I'll just start making shit up.
You'll be the people online.
Next week, I'll just make shit up if there's nothing there. But we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Make sure you tune in on Friday where we will be recapping the shows Atlanta, Summer House, finale with that one, and Southern. No, what is else on? Is it Southern? Wait, what else?
The
is
Valley.
On? The Valley. I was wait, not Southern Charm.
There you go.
The Valley, Summer House, and Real Housewives of Atlanta. You guys have a great week, and we'll see you on Friday. Bye.